Now we're going to find a similar process, and when we're done, you will complete problems 6 and 7 on the worksheet. This time, rather than giving you the vertex, I'm going to give you x-intercepts. Well, I need you to remember that if you have factored form, then the x-intercepts, or the roots, or the zeros, or the solutions are easy to see. Therefore, we're going to start with factored form. And y equals a times x minus r sub 1 times x minus r sub 2 is the factored form. So we start and say y equals a times, now if one of your roots or one of your solutions is x equals negative 1, then the factor you would write down would be x plus 1. If 5, 0 is a root, then you're saying the solution is x equals 5. So x minus 5 would be the corresponding factor. Now, the problem like you had last time is that you're missing the a value. That's where this extra point comes in. It helps you find the a value. So plug negative 5 in for y. We don't know a. 0 is what you should plug in for x. And then let's simplify. So I've got negative 5 equals a times 1 times negative 5. Cleaning up, that gives me negative 5 equals negative 5a. Oh, just divide by negative 5 and get a equals 1. So you're going to write it y equals a, which is 1, which you don't have to write, x plus 1, x minus 5. Now, if the problem doesn't specify, then you can leave your answer in factored form. But read carefully, because a lot of times I'll say, finish the problem in standard form. Well, this one's easy. If you're going to finish this in standard form, you just have to multiply. You just have to FOIL. So first, outer is negative 5x, inner is 1x. Negative 5 and 1 add up to negative 4x. Last is negative 5. And there's your standard form. Well, let's do the next one similarly. So I know to start out as y equals a, which I don't know. Remember, this is telling you that a solution is x equals negative 6. So the factor that goes with it is x plus 6. Here the solution is x equals 1. So the factor is x minus 1. So I've got the general form set up. Again, I need a. You need an extra point in order to find a. So I'm going to plug in 310. 10 is the y, 3 is the x. Clean up. 3 plus 6 is 9. 3 minus 1 is 2. So I've got 10 equals 18a. Divide both sides by 18. So a equals 10 over 18. Reduce it, divide by 2 to 5/9. Now you have y equals 5/9 times x plus 6, x minus 1. So how do you go from factored form to standard form? You just multiply everything out. If I were you, I would do your FOIL method first and worry about the 5/9 last. So here, first times first is x squared. Outer is minus 1x plus 6x. Minus 1 plus 6 is plus 5x. Last is minus 6. So now distribute the 5/9. So you have 5/9 x squared. Remember, guys, scratch work. 5/9 times 5 over 1 is just 25/9 x. And then scratch work. 5/9 times a negative 6 is going to be negative. On this one, I'm going to say 3 goes in the 6 twice. 3 goes in the 9 3 times. So that gives me 10/3 as my constant term, or as my caboose. So of course, you don't have to show the scratch work, but it's there. There we go. It's there And it doesn't hurt to have to do scratch work. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So again, we are accomplishing two goals. You're learning how to set up and clean up the equation in factored form. You're also learning to convert factored form to standard form. So let's do another one of these, and then if you need the fourth example, you can ask me and I'll do it with you in class. So on this one, I'm going to start out and say factored form. I'm going to undo that and keep my color coding. Factored form is y equals a. This tells you that x equals 2, so x minus 2 is the factor. This tells you that x equals 5, so x minus 5 is the factor. This is the point that I now plug in to help me find a. So y is 9, x is 3, x is 3. So 9 equals a times 1 times negative 2. So 9 equals negative 2a. A is 9 divided by negative 2. Make sure you understand that part. So now y equals negative 9 over 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 5. If you are asked just to write the equation, you can stop right there because factored form is okay. If you're asked to write the equation and put the final answer in standard form, then you go one more step, because again, I'm showing you two ideas. Step 1, do your FOIL. So outer is x squared. First it's x squared. Outer is negative 5x. Inner is negative 2x. Negative 5, negative 2 is negative 7. Last is positive 10. Now distribute. So negative 9 over 2x squared plus 9 times 7 is 63 over 2x. That does not reduce. Scratch work. Remember, you're going to have negative 9 over 2 times 10 is negative, but 9 over 2 times 10, 2 goes into 10 5 times. So it'd be easiest just to say 45. I'm going to erase the scratch work because it doesn't need to be in my workspace necessarily. And I'm done. So let me remind you that right now I want you to stop and do, I want you to stop and do problems 6 and 7 on the A48 worksheet.